Right then, so to summarise in 2 words of the day: torso tilt at address, and then at a takeaway, torso turn on the way back, okay? What you had was a very sort of steepish spine angle, okay? What we're looking for is roughly kind of almost a 90 degree between spine and club shaft there. Not really anywhere near that as of yet, okay? As you went back now, the club kind of got lifted up quite stable, there wasn't much body movement. Then as you start twisting through the ball, the club now we can see sort of coming into the golf ball, is coming from sort of outside. You can see the club shaft here now kind of out there, coming across the golf ball, which is going to generally be steeper, and swing into the left, so you hit the ground quite heavy. Then you'll just try and miss the ground by sort of leaning back on your right foot. And as I said, the lesser two was probably this time now is hitting the ball thinner in the middle. At least it goes somewhere, but variably goes too far. So then, of course, then you're playing these sort of quitting and hesitancy because you don't want to go too far. So I'm going to catch it in the middle of the ball. It will go too far, so I hit softer. Well, now you're playing, now you're playing a 30-yard shot, trying to hit the ball 20 yards, but miss it at 10. But there's too many things just trying to add up there. It's going to make it very, very tough. So a little bit more tilt over the ball there with that spine, as we said, getting more toward that kind of 90 degree. Now, as you go back on this one, you can see the club going back now. This was a longer-ish swing, okay? But in terms of where the hands are in relation to your body there now, actually sort of getting that club working back behind you a bit more. Now, as you start coming back down, the club you can see just before impact here now. The next frame, there we go. So the club's now working pretty straightish towards that. It's a little bit across the left, but not as much as it was. Then as we turn through the torso now, which you do anyway, we get a nice sort of clean sort of strike of the golf ball. So the club now looks like it's sort of working towards target, not so much kind of off to the left. But the thing is, it was going that way. And as I said, partly because of the lack of turn on the way back, probably caused by the lack of confidence with the results you're going to get and go, well, I'll just sort of do this and hope for the best, rather than take that right hip, right shoulder, take her back, turn the right side out of the way, and now the club can kind of work more on this angle as opposed to going that angle off to the left there, okay? So better setup, torso tilt, and a slight shuffle around there with the adjustment, obviously, and then torso turn. So the club is going back now because of the movement of the body, not just the lifting of the arm that you had on this sort of state here now. There's not really much movement there. The shoulder kind of moved back a little bit, but your hips is very still, legs aren't moving much, where this one here now, there's a bit more kind of twisty, your knees sort of moving forward a bit more, that club working a bit more kind of up and around this way, not just straight up.
I need to think of lifting from here.
Just a bit more. Just a bit more turn with the torso. Which you do anyway naturally with your long game. To answer the question you said about the driver, if we're losing a bit of yardage or distance, chances are the club's coming too far this way, and you're losing that efficiency. The ball's going to be a bit loopy, like a drop shot in tennis.
So I'm coming out.
Exactly. We want that club to be working more from sort of this direction and working around the corner, creating this sort of nice arcing, not just straight across to the left there. But that movement comes in when you sort of just pick it up and then just spin on the right foot. And often you'll find certain things go hand in hand. If you're doing that with your chipping, it will sort of transcend into the other game of golf. If you lose a bit of confidence, it's just the outcome and the type of shot will be different. With a wedge, you'll hit the ground heavy. With a driver, you just lose yardage and pop in the air.
That's what I'm doing.
Going fairly straight, but you just lose a bit of yardage,
Going
straight quite high and just floating a bit rather than...
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You've always hit the ball good distance, to be fair. So if you're losing that, then yes, this time of year we will lose yardage, but
I mean,
relative to the people you're playing against.
Sort of the, how I was hitting them. It's like how I've been hitting them recently.
Exactly.
And it's like less than that.
And on here, you'll know if you do on here. If you're losing yards on here, then there's no weather conditions to sort of take into consideration. Okay. So torso tilt, a bit more over the golf ball. Okay, that will help you reach the ground comfortably rather than being sort of straight up. I think you probably got more up just to get away from the ground, just scared of hitting the ground beyond the ball. Okay, so more torso tilt. And then more torso turn.
And the arms are more or less straight down,
just hanging from the shoulders, No, just to hang it down. As if you're sort of swinging a kettlebell, just the hands and arms under the shoulders.
Okay.
Very loose, very relaxed.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Excellent, very, very good, Tina.